Hello and welcome to my August wrap up where we're going to go through all the books I read this month. I believe it is 11 books. So it's been a really good reading month this month. I did have a week off where I injured my foot and couldn't go to work for a week, so I literally just read as much as humanly possible because I was like, this is my chance to read as much as I want, so I did. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to go with the first book that I actually read on my Kindle. I don't have a physical copy of it, and that is my... Actually, I forgot one. I have two that I read on my Kindle. Oops, I forgot about it on my TikTok. Anywho, it is done and dusted. I gave this, I think, about 4.75 stars. It's a small town cowboy romance. It is everything, and Lydia has actually had this tradition published recently, so very proud of her for that. And this book is just about Luke and this girl, and I can't really remember much about it, but I just remember absolutely loving it. This is really bad. I'm a book talker and a YouTuber and I can't remember what's in books. It was at the start of the month, guys. I read it in 2 days. But this book, I just remember the feeling of it, and I just remember feeling like this overwhelming like sense of family and just beautifulness, and the spice was chef's kiss. It was amazing. I absolutely loved the book. I just can't remember what it's about and I'm really sorry. But I remember it being amazing, so take that as what you will. Then the next book was Paint It Red. It was the last one in the Mind F series, and I rated this 3 stars. It was really good. In the end, it did take me a good few months to read this. If you remember back at the beginning of the year, I was reading it, was loving it, was flying through all the books, and then for some reason the last book took me months to read, but I read it. So that was a 3-star book read. Now we're on to all the physical books. So I read another cowboy romance because I'm in my cowboy and sports romance era, and small town, cowboys, sports, anything like that, that's what I'm wanting to read right now. So when you see my September TBR video, you'll understand. But I read Reckless by Elsie Silver. This is the last one in her series, but Hopeless is coming out in October, so very excited for that. October is going to be a good reading month, I believe, with all the new releases that are coming out. But anyway, this one is about Winter and Theo. Theo is arrogant as all, a bit like Rhett was in the beginning, and Rhett is his like kind of mentor for Theo, and he is a bull rider, and Winter is Summer's sister. So if you read the first one, you'll kind of know where this goes. This is a pregnancy trope. It does happen at the beginning, but it shapes the book in the best possible way. I'm not the biggest fan of the pregnancy trope, but this book has changed it, because I now feel if it is written correctly, like Elsie Silver did, it can work, and this worked. I believed this was either a 4.75 stars or a 5-star review. Can't remember, but I just remember devouring this, and I now can't wait for Hopeless. I've loved every single one of the books in the series. This series is going to be one of my all-time favourites. I just know it. We also have a new favourite series in this month, so be ready for that. Then I read Wanderlust by Elle. Everhart. I read this for my tandem collective for this month. I have 2 of the books on the way. They'll be here this week. They should have been here last week, but they had delays. Anywho, this book is about Dylan and Jack. Dylan wins a Radio 1 contest to travel around the world, but the issue is you have to have somebody randomly selected from your contacts. You don't know who it is, and if they say yes, you basically have to go around the world with them. Dylan does not delete contacts at all, and she picks someone, or randomly gets selected someone that she ghosted a few months ago after things were going on in her life, and turns out they had to spend this whole trip together, and Jack is nicknamed in it Jack the Posho, and I just think that sums up the North, because she lives down in London, Jack's from London, she's from Liverpool, and it just sums up Britain in a nutshell, really, that one line, and I absolutely loved it. I love the stories. I loved the fact when they were travelling, you got to see some of the travelling and you got to learn about Dylan, and she grew on you, and I think it was just amazing. And you also see the ups and downs of life and what that can give you whilst you were in your late 20s. And yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I believe I gave this 4 stars. Then I read The Goal and The Legacy by Elle Kenndey. These are both the ice hockey romances. These are the off-campus series, the famous off-campus series that are now getting the new illustrated covers, which I obviously do not have. I may be swapping them out. I probably won't though, but yeah, I've got them. And these two, this one is another pregnancy tropes. I read 2 pregnancy trope books this month. This one wasn't done as well as Elsie Silver's. This was a 3-star read. This is Tucker and Sienna. Sienna annoyed the heck out of me because she was so stubborn and just annoying, and I was just thinking to myself, girl, just let him help, like let Tucker help, like for God's sake just let him. And she wasn't, and it was really annoying me, and I was like, for God's sake just get on with it. That's why it's a 3-star. The Scar in this series is still my favourite book of all time. The Legacy is a wrap up of all 4 books, kind of like an extended epilogue for each one in one book. Really did enjoy it. Enjoyed seeing them when they're about 28. This is when they're in college. This is when they're a lot older. So I did really enjoy seeing it. I believe I gave someone 3 stars as well. Overall, nearly every single book in the series has been a 3-star for me, because I reread the deal. So when I first read the deal it was a 5-star, but since I've been reading a lot more books since then, it went down to a 3-star, and the rest of them apart from The Scar have all been a 3-star, but The Scar has been 3.75. so altogether I'd say it's about a 4-star book. Like if you're wanting ice hockey romance and you're new to starting it, off-campus series is where to start, because it's a lot tamer than some of the ice hockey that I read, so would recommend though. Then I read The Nanny. I actually got this one this month and I read it instantly. Oopsies, you guys fell. Right, stay there. And this one is about a nanny and a chef who has a young daughter who is 9 years old, who he had to look after since the mother passed away. And she is a student at grad school, and she basically has to take a nanny job to be able to pay her bills. But before that she did OnlyFans to try and pay her way. But then she was earning lots of money, was not enjoying it, but it had money coming in, and met this guy. And this guy then disappeared. She stopped OnlyFans, never to be known again. This is where the story starts, because it's been a year on. She may or may not have found the guy in the most unexpected way possible. This one was just a 5-star read, just cozy, brilliant, everything I wanted, spicy, interesting. I love a good nanny, like single dad nanny kind of book. It's just, I love it, and this book was just what I wanted and needed, and it was absolutely brilliant. Then I read If We Ever Meet Again by Huang. This was a 3-star read for me. Very short romance. This was 0 plot, all character driven, which I don't mind when it's this short of a book. It is 1 year in Singapore, 2 people, complete opposites, fall in love with each other, but then the way this book ends is just devastating. Because there is a second one to this. It's like a duet, and the second one is like second chance romance, whilst this one is them basically falling in love and finding all these things out, and something that happens that I still do not agree with, and in my heart I am like, that is not true. When you read it you will understand. And yeah, she is also a virgin, so it's virgin trope, so if you like that you may like this, but it is all plot driven. So then I read Sophie Lark, Broken Vowels. This one is the second to last one in the series. I have the last one in my August TBR. This one is a cowboy romance with Rona Griffin and Deontay's best friend who we met in the army. Love this book, absolutely devoured it. Loved learning about Rona a lot more. Love the fact that like, she's so stubborn and uptight, and then has to get taken away into this small little town and just opens up and just thrives. And I love that for her. Like, it just shows what happens. But obviously this is Sophie Lark. It has mafia in it. It's a bit dark. It's a bit just gritty. It's gritty small town cowboy romance with mafia involved. Like, it's just a perfect mix of everything. These are actually all getting traditionally published in this series, so I don't know if you'll be able to grab this in this form anymore. but I did absolutely enjoy it, so would highly recommend. They're all on Kindle Unlimited. A lot of these books are actually on Kindle Unlimited, just to let you guys know. Then I read the Mile High series. No, this is the Windy City series, sorry, by Liz Tomforde. And I read Mile High and I read The Right Move. These are 1 and 2. This one is about Xander and Stevie. And this book is just everything. Ice hockey, romance. The size will intimidate you, but don't let it, because this book, I devoured it in like 3 days. I read the majority of it in 1 day when I had to take time off work. And Stevie's a flight attendant with Indy, who is in this book, and she flies with this hockey team. It is the, I can't remember, Chicago City ice hockey team. And Xander is this guy who is on the outside, just a fuckboy. Everyone loves him because he's always out with girls. This is his persona, but actually underneath there is a lot more to him that Stevie gets out of him, that his best friends always see but no one else does, and it's just a beautiful book. There's a little bit of a third act breakup, but it's not too bad. So absolutely devoured this book. And then The Right Move is about Ryan, who is Stevie's twin brother, who is in basketball, and Indy, who is Stevie's best friend. Indy's 6-year relationship broke up, which you'll find out in this one. She has to find somewhere to live. Stevie recommends Ryan's house, so she moves in with him, and he has not loved since something happened at college, and basically they go through the motions. And this book is everything. Both of them 5 stars, 5-star reads, 5-star books. Cannot wait for the Caught Up, which is Kai's second chance romance, but I would highly recommend reading both of these. I would recommend to read them in order because they all interlink, and you get to meet Kai in this one because he's Ryan's best mate and kind of falls on, so read them in order, but would highly recommend. So yeah, these are all the books that I read this month. If you did like it, please do give it a thumbs up. Let me know what books that you read this month and how many, or what your favourite books you read this month. Did you have any 5-star reads? Please do let me know in the comments, and I will see you in my next video, which will be my August TBR.